Hello, Rama Pupoda. Hope all are in great health, feeling wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with Maurice Friedman. By this time, Bhagavan and Mahatma Gandhi had dropped their bodies. This was a great setback for Maurice, but he decided to rededicate himself to the cause they had taken up because he felt he was still on stage and had to play the outward game. Maurice went to Varanasi to stay in the Krishnamurti institution there. He implemented the reform programs in the surrounding villages. Krishnamurti's followers were also great admirers of Buddhism, since the teachings of the Buddha and Krishnamurti were similar in many aspects. Senior followers of Krishnamurti like Achyut Patwardhan became very close to Maurice. This also happened to be during the Tibetan turmoil when the communists in China were in the mood for seizing power. When Maurice heard about the tumult, he swung into action because at that time Appa Pant had just become the governor of Sikkim. Without wasting time, he immediately went to Sikkim and met Appa Pant. He told Appa Pant with gusto, "You are going to be of great use to me. We have an important mission to accomplish here because we have to save His Holiness the Dalai Lama. All the old Buddhist manuscripts and thousands of Tibetans characteristic of him." Maurice immediately took Appa Pant to Delhi to meet Jawaharlal Nehru, the then Prime Minister of India. Maurice, the diligent worker, already had by this time the roadmap to successfully carry out the rescue plan. Both Maurice and Achyut Patwardhan related to me how they had worked a plan for the escape of His Holiness. It was eventually the blueprint laid down by Maurice that Nehru followed in getting His Holiness out of Tibet. They fed the Chinese government with wrong information on the flight of His Holiness, and ultimately the Indian government acted in a contrary manner. The day His Holiness escaped to India, so did hundreds of fellow Tibetans. His Holiness came with many old Buddhist manuscripts now preserved in the museum in Sarnath. Thus, thousands of priceless manuscripts were saved from the destructive hands of communist China. When the Dalai Lama entered India, Maurice planned it in such a manner that Achyut Patwardhan would meet the Dalai Lama and give him the details. Yet there is no mention of Maurice in any of the books related to either the Dalai Lama's escape or the smuggling in of Buddhist manuscripts from Tibet. I have never seen a person as self effacing as Maurice. Similarly, there was no mention of Maurice's name in the Maharishi Gospel. Originally, only now is his name being mentioned. At the time of the Tibetan struggle, Jawaharlal Nehru very bluntly said, "My hands are tied." Maurice immediately traveled all over India, spending his own money in order to find refuge for hundreds of Tibetan refugees. Maurice sought cooler places for the refugees and established 5 settlements. If the Tibetans enjoy a peaceful existence in India today, it is because of this Jewish mystic saint whose name is not mentioned anywhere. Discovering the capability of this man in bringing a semblance of order even in the most chaotic situations, Nehru requested Maurice to take over the Khadi movement. It had initially been started by Gandhi but was later in total disarray. This meant that Maurice had to go to Mumbai. Here he stayed with an old friend of his, Miss Pettit. Bhagwan gave me the opportunity to meet Maurice in Mumbai. I had earlier met him at the ashram in the 1960s during the rare visits that he made. Again, I met him when I went to Mumbai in the 70s to collect funds for the advertisements for Ramana Ashramam's journal, The Mountain Path. Maurice then told me, while your body is engaged in running the ashram, your heart should be totally settled in that pure awareness of truth. Never miss that, whatever you are doing. We used to have beautiful private conversations. Once Maurice confessed to me, in all seriousness, the burning regret for us is that probably full advantage was not taken of those happy and precious days when Bhagavan was with us physically, eating, talking, laughing, and openly available to us all. Reality was there in abundance in our midst for the taking, and anyone could take it, but we enclosed ourselves in our false humility, in procrastination, and false excuses. We took therefore a cupful when the ocean was at our feet. On yet another occasion, he prodded me on just to give me a push. See, Bhagavan is not the person, he is the teaching. As the teaching, he is fully available to you. In addition to whatever work you are doing, plunge within and taste awareness inwardly. That awareness is our Bhagavan. Maurice used to take me for long walks in Mumbai. He would tell me, I will not provide you with a car. I will not even take you by bus. You have to walk wherever you go along with me. Are you prepared? With hands folded in the namaste, I would answer, would I hesitate to be in the proximity of the truth of reality? Maurice was a great spiritual giant, but physically he was less than 5 feet tall. Surely no one would hesitate to walk next to him. On one of these walks, Maurice said, Ganesan, today I am going to take you to the place where I met a simple man selling BDs. Let's continue in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Popoda.